Welcome to the What She Say podcast. Here we tackle the tough and taboo conversations. You know, the type you only have in your auntie's living room. Yeah, those conversations. Because there are so many lessons and takeaways from this thing that we call life. And I'm here to talk about all of them. And don't worry, I will not leave out any details. So, with that being said, let's get into today's episode. What's the deal, guys? Welcome back to the What She Say podcast with your girl, Gabby. As always, be sure to like, comment, subscribe. Go ahead and turn on my post notifications so you guys can get notifications whenever I post a new video. Also, go ahead and follow all my other social medias that are somewhere on this screen. That's Editing Gabby's Problem to figure out where they're going to be. I post content on all other types of platforms, so go ahead, show me some love there. Also, be sure to head over to Spotify, where you guys can exclusively listen to bonus episodes on top of get audio only episodes of any other episodes that I've ever recorded. It just lets me know that you guys kind of like the audio only type of vibe and everything like that. And it just kind of lets me know where you guys are listening. So go ahead and check that out as well. With all the housekeeping things out of the way, let's get into today's video. Now, you guys, before I even get into the topic, I'm going to be completely honest. I am scared. In fact, let me not say I'm scared, but I'm nervous about putting this video out. It may never come out. It may be the first one I put out. Who knows? But I'm feeling a push to talk about it. And I'm aware that I might lose listeners. I'm aware that, well, the people who are already closest to me, they already know. So it's not really that big of a deal to me. So I'm not losing anybody meaningful. No offense. But I'm aware that this may even shift the energy of the podcast. That's fine. But at the end of the day, Laura, it's 2024. So I just wanted to put that out there. If this not your cup of tea or anything like that, go ahead, live your life, boo. But I'm being for real with myself. So today I wanted to talk about sexuality. Not in the sense of sex. That's another episode. But I want to talk about sexuality as far as the LGBTQA plus, all of them, everybody. I want to talk about that, right? And before I talk about that, I want to talk about me. Sexuality was not a thing that was introduced to me early in my life. As far as like my childhood, like my core childhood memories don't include conversations about sexuality. It's so funny because one day, I think I was in middle school. Yeah, I think I was in middle school. And I first heard the term gay. Actually, I might have been in elementary. Who knows? But I was young. And I heard the term gay for the first time. And I didn't know what it was. So I went home. And I asked my parents, I was like, what is gay? What is gay? What does that mean? Y'all know what these folks told me? They told me it meant you're super happy. So when you're gay, you're just happy. Which is a fact. That is one of the definitions. So I'm not going to say they lied, but they knew exactly what I was talking about. So, of course, I went back to school. And I'm over here like, hey, I'm happy. I'm happy. So here I go, going around the school talking about I'm gay. You gay? I'm gay. We're all gay. Like I was just embarrassing myself. And you know what's funny? I didn't even know I was embarrassing myself until years later when I actually learned what the term gay actually meant, at least in pop culture and in society. So fast forward, or not even to fast forward, but just giving reference, sexuality was just not something that was talked about in my household growing up. I grew up in a super religious home, in a super religious family, went to church every Sunday, Monday, Wednesday, sometimes Friday, and sometimes Thursday and Friday, sometimes Saturday, back on Sunday. That's like when we was really, really going. That was my childhood. So even with that though, that the subject of sexuality it never came up. So I didn't know anything other than what I saw growing up, which was just same-sex marriages between men and women. And quite frankly, I was raised by older people, so I saw traditional heterosexual marriages, right? And it wasn't until, I'm not gonna lie, I remember exactly when it happened. It wasn't until 8th grade. I think I was about maybe 13. Yeah, I was about 13, right? And I had this friend. I'm not gonna say her name because I don't know where she at and I don't know how she doing in life, and I ain't trying to mess up nothing for you, boo. So I had this friend. We were best friends at the time. Of course, you don't really know what that is at that age. But anyways, yeah, we were best friends at the time. And she had came out bisexual. And I'm over here like, what is that? And then there was this other dude who ended up also coming out bisexual. Literally, they came out at pretty much the same time. It may have even been the same day. And I remember like asking, like, what is that? And they told me that's like when you like both like girls and boys. And I was like, how do you even do that? I was like, how do you even do that? How do you like you mean like friends? Like y'all, you friends with girls and boys? Like that's cool. So am I. Like that's lit. Let's go. And they were like, no, like you want to kiss. Like as a girl, you want to kiss another girl. Like you want to date another girl. And I was like, oh, well, how do you do that? Like it was just like so foreign to me, right? And time went on and I continued to be friends with this girl. And it's gonna sound crazy, the story gonna take a turn, but please follow me. I ended up being friends with this girl, staying friends with this girl, because at the end of the day that didn't change anything. And apparently the whole little friend group I was a part of was a little fruity, and I just didn't know until that day, right? So fast forward, she ended up taking interest in me. And apparently I was the only one who knew. I mean, no, correction. I was the only one who didn't know. But apparently everybody else knew that she was interested in me. And I didn't know until one day, let's just say moves were made. I'm going to just leave it there. Let's just say moves were made and points definitely got across. And I remember feeling like, what was that? It was just like, and before people's minds start to wonder, because I actually just realized how that sounds. No, I was not SA'd. No, nothing sexual happened or anything like that. It was probably literally maybe a handhold or something, like, or just something like, you know how like guys will talk to you like, oh, sweet and da 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 da. Like she was doing that. It was nothing crazy, nothing at all, right? So just wanted to put that out there. But I remember feeling like, ooh, what was that? Like, I don't remember feeling good. I don't remember feeling bad. I just remember feeling very confused. And then fast forward, I ended up taking a liking in her too, right? But here's the funniest part. I thought I just liked her. Like, I still liked boys, but I just liked her. So I didn't think I was gay. It's funny now, but it wasn't funny then. I didn't think I was gay. I didn't think I was attracted to women. I just thought I was attracted to her. I just liked her. So we went through our little kitty little relationship. I don't ever count it because it was literally, I don't even know how long it was. But all I knew is that I was going to high school. We wasn't going to the same high school. So eventually this shit gonna get cut off anyway. So it is what it is. So yeah, that happened and it got cut off. That was like my first little experience, right? But I legit thought it was just with her, so I really wasn't sweating it too much. Like, I didn't think it was that big of a deal. right? Until I got to high school. And that's when everything kind of got a little shaky, got a little sticky. And let me tell you why. I almost instantly realized I was attracted to other women when I got to high school. I was like, oh wait, I don't think it was just her, because I think she's cute. I think she's fine. I like the way she talks to me. I like the way this one treats me. Like, it was an instant thing. It was very instant. And I just started to explore from there. Now, I would say, I guess you could say people didn't know. But here's the thing. I never kept it a secret, even that young. I never kept it a secret. It was kind of like if you know type of thing. And if you know me and my family, low key, that's just how we move. Like with our private life. Like if you see it, you see it. If you don't, you don't. But I'm not explaining shit to you, because who are you? You know? That's just how we usually that's how I grew up, y'all. Like, you don't have to explain nothing to nobody. So I was just exploring this stuff and, exploring different things. But once again, I wasn't serious about dating. I don't even know if I mentioned that in this episode, but I wasn't that, like, interested in dating. Like, what I thought dating was when I dated that girl is not what dating actually is. So me and her, we was more like friends who thought each other was cute. Like, it was very childlike. Like, it had, yeah. So I wasn't interested in, like, the serious type of dating. And anybody who knew me from high school knew that, like, I didn't seriously date anybody, because I wasn't interested in seriously dating anybody, because I was just trying to be a kid. I was just trying to vibe and have fun. Like, I wasn't into all that grown folk stuff, So throughout high school, I just did my share of exploring, figuring out who I like, what I like, and everything like that. Yeah, it was definitely a journey. I'll definitely say that. Went through all types of stages. Like, I don't even know if I want to put this out. I don't know. We'll see. I went through all types of stages. Like, I was trying to figure out who I was. Like, oh Jesus, digital footprint. Who knows if I'm gonna put this out? But I even went through, like, my little stud phase, where it was just like, I was like, ooh, yeah, the studs, they get the girls. So I want to be a stud. I want to dress like a stud. And the thing is, I couldn't act like a stud. So the act was pretty shitty. Like, he was terrible, right? I went through, like, my ain't shit phase, because the girls who ain't shit, they get all the hoes. And I was like, yeah, let's go, let's do it. I went through all types of phases. I went through, like, my, like, I think I still like guys phase. I went through, like, so many stages in high school, but that's really all it was, until that little break between high school about to go to college. Like, that little summer, that little break, whatever you want to call it. And for me, it was really more than a summer, because I graduated the year of 2020. And if you remember 2020, everybody remembers 2020. The whole year was on lockdown. So just let's use that whole year, right? Pretty much things started to change there, because at that point, throughout high school, I had dealt with both. I've dealt with men, I dealt with women, right? And I thought I equally liked both, until I met someone who is now my ex, this girl off social media, right? Or this woman, because she was older than me. She still is older than me, but yeah, this woman off social media. And ironically, y'all, we went to the same school. But I promise you, I had never met her outside of social media. Like, I had seen her one time, and that one time, it was like through passing. I was like, oh, she's cute. Who is that? Nobody could ever give me an answer. And I think I just let it go after that. I don't remember ever seeing her after that. But mind you, I was going through a whole lot of when I got to that school. So it was a whole lot going on, right? So yeah, ended up meeting her off social media, I should say. We ended up talking, you know how you start talking to people and everything like that. And y'all, that was my first relationship, like real one, like grown one. That was my first relationship. And that was my first relationship with a woman. It was a lot of firsts. That was like, I did all my firsts with her, basically, just to, so I don't do too much TMI. She was my first everything, right? And the dynamic of that relationship will be spoken on a later date. But yeah, that relationship changed so much for me. Mainly because I guess you could call that my coming out relationship. Even though the gag is, I thought I was already out. And here's the thing, before I even speak on that situation, actually no, I'm gonna leave that for the end. Let me speak on that situation. Actually, I thought I was already out, right? So I remember just talking about her, and I think I asked my parents, like, hey, I want to go see her, or I think it was just like just letting you know, like, this is who I'm dating type of conversation. Like, I didn't think it was gonna be that deep, because once again, I always was doing what I was doing. I just never explained nothing to nobody, because who are y'all? So I lived just a very private life when it came to my, like, personal life, right? So I remember having that conversation with them. Let's just say it didn't go well. And y'all remember my background. Completely religious family, all this other stuff. So just, you can imagine how it went. It went terrible. And as a result of that, and I don't even know if my parents even know, but that pushed me closer to her, because it's like, nobody understands our love. Nobody understands our bond. Nobody gets it. Not even my own parents, the people who literally gave birth to me and took care of me. They don't get it. You're the only person who get it. Like, dramatic, but that's really how I thought at that time period, right? So fast forward, I'm in this relationship, and now I'm in college, right? And at this point, everybody knows, like, it's not a secret, she had met some of my family, and at the time the relationship was actually really good. Then, how do I put it? Then I started to question again, like, okay, so what is your sexuality? What's going on? And here's the thing. I'm the type of person, when I'm in love, I don't see nobody else. And I'm not going to say that's a good thing or a bad thing, but that's just what Gabby does, right? So at that time, I was completely in love with that girl, like, completely. So I didn't see nobody else, especially men. I wasn't checking for men at all. So in college, early on, I believe it's my freshman year, I labeled myself a lesbian. I was like, yeah, I'm definitely for the gays, for the girls, right? I'm definitely for them. Because I wasn't attracted to men at all at that point. I wasn't physically attracted, wasn't sexually attracted, nothing. Couldn't feel nothing. But looking back, I realized it's just because I was so into the woman I was dating, to the point where I didn't see nobody else. Didn't care about nobody else. Wasn't paying attention to nobody else. So that's that. So I labeled myself, I'm just a lesbian. Like, and really, I don't even think I even said that. I just pretty much was like, I love my girlfriend. I like my girlfriend. Who are you attracted to? Or what gender are you attracted to? My girlfriend. Put it together. Put 2 and 2 together and make 4, So, and I had that label for a long time. I think majority of my college experience, I had that label of lesbian. Then we had ended up breaking up. And that's when things got sticky for me again. I started to dibble and dabble with everybody and everything. And let me not, first of all, before you get too crazy, I wasn't just fucking on any and everybody. That wasn't happening. No. What I mean is, I was just more open to any and everybody. Like, whether you were a woman, whether you're a man, I became open to trans people. Like, I was a very fluid person after we broke up. Like, I was just like, I was into feminine women. I was into masculine women. I've never been into feminine men, but actually, no, I did have one. So yeah, I was into everybody. Basically, I was equal opportunity at this point. And quite frankly, since I opened myself up to that, I've kind of been there, right? And if I don't really label myself now, because I feel like labels are pointless. You evolve, you change. Who you label yourself, as you can hear, years ago, is probably not what you're going to label yourself, down the line. And just labels, they cause too much chaos to me. So I do not label myself. However, to make it make sense to other people, if I was to label myself, I would label myself pansexual, I believe that is, where I'm attracted to the person. I'm attracted to their personality. I'm attracted to their mental, state and their stimulation and all this other stuff and what, that does for me. I'm attracted to that first. Gender is really like a second thought for me. Like genuinely a second thought. It's kind of like, it's like if I'm bringing up a person, what I'm going to bring up first are your characteristics. Like it's your character that's going to come out my mouth before your gender. Like it's not something that I too much pay attention to. So if I was to make it make sense for everyone else, I guess you could label me pan. I don't know. I don't really know, but that's the closest I could think of. Just through different experiences. And the reason why I know that is because I am willing to date someone who's transgender. Because once again, gender just doesn't mean that much to me. I'm not saying that I'm fluid in my gender because I'm a female. I love being a woman, different things like that. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying, like, if someone else wasn't and they were transgender, I would be cool with that. At the end of the day, I still love you for who you are. So yeah, because we gonna be fucking regardless. So I don't really care. I don't really care. So as an adult, like a real grown folk person, right? My sexuality has been something, one, that I'm very comfortable with. It's kind of like, if you're not comfortable with it, then go ahead and get the fuck on. Mainly because I don't really care too much about other people's opinions. And I'm very confident in who I am. And I know who I am. I know what I like. I know, I know me at this point. A lot of people, they try to, throw religion at me and everything like that. And you're going to hell and everything like that. And I'm not even going to address that too much because, quite frankly, none of y'all are God. So me and him, we gonna have that combo when I go upstairs. You know what I'm saying? My whole thing is, at the end of the day, I love God. I know God loves me. That's all I got for you. Once again, he who is without sin, please cast the first stone. I don't think nobody could throw nothing at me. And I wouldn't dare throw something at somebody else. So, but I'm not gonna lie, that's something that I struggle with. Because once again, I grew up in a very religious background. So I was like, dang, this guy hate me. What's with that? But I made peace with it in my own special way. And whether you agree or disagree, it don't matter. I'm gonna still do what I want regardless. So that's that. Let me think. That's a thing for sure with the religious stuff. Also just dating as an adult in this new single life has been interesting, because I've noticed one thing I learned about myself is I'm attracted to masculinity. At least in this season of my life, I'm definitely, that is what I like. I love masculinity. Whether it's masculine traits in a woman or masculine traits in a man, I love masculinity because I love my femininity and I love letting that shine, right? And in order to do that, I truly believe I need something that's gonna, mesh with that. And for me, what mesh with that is masculinity. So for the most part, since I've dealt with the ex I was speaking about, I've dated dating is such a loose word. I I have entertained, no, let's use dating because I feel like that's more accurate. I have dated, took more interest in men than women, but before y'all start calling me fake gay and stuff, it's not because I didn't like women or I wasn't as attracted to women or nothing like that. It's because the last relationship with a woman scarred me so damn bad. It scarred me so damn bad that I was like, I don't even want to look at another woman. Don't like me because I'm not gonna like you, and I might be attracted to you, but it'll never be nothing, right? So it's just, since then I've mainly talked to guys, right? Had a couple girls here and there, but for the most part the only woman that I was talking to was kind of her. I didn't really take the women serious. Like, she's the only woman since her that I've taken serious. And if you don't, you guys wouldn't know that, but me and her, we were together, then we kind of shifted into an on and off relationship. Now we don't speak at all. So just for context purposes, so when I say I was dealing with her after her, that's what I mean. Like, I was dealing with her on and off, but she was the only female, I believe. That's the only female I can remember that I was dealing with on and off. So, or dealing with, period, after that relationship. And the reason why I wanted to talk about this is because Kalani just came out with a new album, right? And I'm not gonna lie, those who know me, y'all know Kalani is my favorite artist. She's been my favorite artist since I was a kid. Okay? Love her down. I love her music. I love her art. But on top of that, I just love Kalani. Like, Kaylani, excuse me. Love Kaylani. Love her essence, love her aura, love her body, love how she look. I love it so much. So she just came out with a new album, and it's gay as fuck. It's gay as fuck. And I love it. Literally, there's this one song, I can't pronounce it, but it starts with an S. If you know, you know. Go ahead and look at it. It starts with an S, and there's this other one, What I Want, or What We Want, or What You Want, something. I think it's What I Want. It's so gay, y'all. It's so gay. And I felt myself kind of going into a gay panic, like, whoa. So that's still there, because like I said, I've mainly been dealing with men. Like, the person I'm interested in, like who I'm seriously interested in. Whoa, that word just ate me up, y'all. Who I'm seriously interested in, he's a man. Well, duh, I said he, but yeah, it's a man, right? But, well, how do I put it? Yes, he's a man. So in my head, I'm like, oh, well, clearly, you know, that's on the back burner as far as like me, like women. Like, no, y'all. When I tell you, I just listened to her album today, and I've been spiraling into a gay panic. Like, whoa. Like, I literally texted one of my really, really good friends, and I said, well, guess I'm still gay. That's still a thing. Just wanted to let you know, because I need to let somebody know, and I trust you. So yeah, you know, a lot of people, they think like, oh, since you're interested in men and women, does that mean threesomes and da 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 da? And let's just say that is a whole different episode, as far as like threesomes and sex and different things like that. But I will say this, because I can't speak for every woman or every person who's bisexual or sexually fluid or anything like that, because I think I'm more sexually fluid than bisexual. But yeah, I would definitely say, just because people like both don't mean they want to share their person. That doesn't work for everyone. Some people are not open to that at all. Like, I know some bisexual people who are not into that shit. Like, they're like, I'm not sharing my person, whether that's a man or a woman. I'm not sharing. Then I know others who are down for it. They're like, this is why I did this, so that I can do what I want to do. You do what we. Hey, whatever you into, that's what you into. I'm not into that shit. let me stop playing, because that's actually, once again, that's a whole different conversation, because it has a lot of different layers. So I don't know, I just, because of that album, Little Gay Panic I was going through, I was like, let me go ahead and just turn on the camera, and I just want to talk about this shit, because a lot of people don't know. And once again, it's not something I keep a secret. That's like the funniest part. It's not something I'm ashamed of or embarrassed about. And once again, the people who are closest to me, whether they're in denial about it or not, no. Because once again, when it came to my ex, I took her everywhere. We were everywhere together. You know, even though we were long distance, when we were in the same vicinity, when we were in the right amount of distance, there was no distance, if you know what I mean. There was no distance. So people saw her, people know her. Once again, people who were closest to me and stuff. So it's just not something that I'm ashamed of. And I told myself that if I'm going to do this, I'm going to be 100% myself. I'm going to be 100% vulnerable and 100% honest. And that is a very big part of me. My sexuality is a very big part of me. Does it define who I am? No, it doesn't. If you really think about it, you still don't know who I'm loving on. Because once again, I just said I like both. So you don't know if I'm fucking with a girl. You don't know if I'm fucking with a guy. You don't know what's going on. Right? So, that's here nor there. Right? I just wanted to talk about it. I just wanted it to be a part of my conversation, because Black people don't talk about sexuality enough. Because the thing is, gay people didn't just come out of nowhere. We didn't just pop up in the 2000s and all of a sudden everybody's, you know, fruity and a part of the rainbow community. No, that's not what happened. Gay people have been around for a very long time, but unfortunately people were put into shame, put into hiding, whatever the case may be, because people weren't accepting of the fact that other people are just different than them. You know, everyone was pushing to be normal, whatever the fuck that means. Yeah, so it's just, being gay isn't nothing new. And once again, I am very aware that the homophobes, y'all gonna hate this one. I'm very aware that the religious folk, y'all gonna hate this one. Like, I know I just lost my whole church community. I know that. That's perfectly fine. This is me. This is who I am. This is my truth. This is what I own. You either get with it or you get gone. But either way, baby, I'm gonna do what I do. And on top of that, once again, I really wish people didn't define a person by their sexuality, because people of the LGBT, people of the alphabet community, y'all, they are so much more than their sexuality. We are people. We are people. We are a person. The same way you saw me before you maybe listen to this episode or watch this episode should be the same way you see me. And if you don't, it's giving you need to do a little heart check, because I'm not any different. I'm the same person who's been on your screen. I'm the same person who's been in your ear for however long you've been listening to me. There's nothing different. And I'm not making this video to sway anybody or make them feel any differently than how they feel. That's not my job. That's not my mission. I just want to put it out. And who knows if I even put this out. But I will definitely say, this is the most comfortable I felt on the mic. This is the most comfortable I felt on camera since I started this podcast. And that's how I know not only am I being 100% myself, but I'm being vulnerable, and I'm being honest, and I'm being transparent, and no one's going to shame me out of doing that. So part of me feels like maybe I'll just put this out just to live in my truth, just to be honest with myself. No offense, but call y'all, I don't care about being honest with y'all, because once again, if you knew, you knew. If you didn't, you didn't. And that's not saying I don't care about y'all, but when it comes to my personal life, I do not at all. So it's just, I don't know, this is different, this is new. We'll see what I do with it. This is also a very long episode, so who knows if it'll even be put out, because editing this will really be interesting. But that's really all I have to say for you guys, to you guys. Remember, If she didn't say it, y'all, it would never get said. And I will see you guys in the next episode. Bye.